Wake your ass up. It's Shade 45. No? Nobody?
The key to a good podcast is drinking an energy drink on an empty stomach.
That's facts.
And then therefore you have what some may call crackhead energy. And Tony does.
Yeah.
And
I've been energized all day. On this new fasting, we're fasting all the time. Oh,
talk to us about fasting, Tony. How long have you been fasting?
Well, today or in general, like 2 weeks.
Oh, you fucking want to be famous.
Guys are looking sharp.
Zach Dingy,
Tony
Two
Capoletti.
Dudes, Three Legs podcast, where we share business tips, interview experts,
And travel the world.
This week on Two Dudes, Three Legs.
Listen, we're going to talk about today on the podcast the rebranding of this podcast, the shit that it's like if we were like we're going down the highway like this way, and instead of going straight this way now, we're just going to veer a little bit that way.
Yeah.
So we're not taking a total 90 degree, but we're taking like a 30, like an off ramp. You know what I mean?
Yup.
Make sense? Rebranding of the podcast, what it's going to be about mainly with our guests.
It's not going to change drastically. It's sort of what we have been talking about, but I think we're going to niche it out a little bit more.
Niche it out.
Niche it out.
Niche?
Niche it.
Niche. Knocking on doors, being in sales, being in service, and you to be kicked in the teeth, handle rejection,
It's good for you.
all of the above. And I think that starts with, well, it doesn't start with it, but let's talk about fasting because that's part of being tough, so to speak. When's the last time you ate?
So I've been doing one meal a day, and I do dinner. And so the last time I ate was
One more
6
time.
p.m.
Thank you.
Bro, what? I'm giving you fucking real answers here. Why don't you shut your goddamn mouth?
6 p.m. yesterday.
6 p.m. yesterday. Wake up in the morning. You get a little bit hungry the first couple days. Now, don't even think about eating until 4 or 5 p.m. Feel great. All the energy in the world. Mental clarity. I'm ready to kick indoors and sell deals.
For those of you that remember, the OG Tony, if you are an OG viewer and you watched Tony in the beginning, this was Tony most of the time on the podcast.
Sleepy. Yo, he's right.
So
That's the
now
one
that
thing
he's
that's
fasting,
cured.
I actually have a co-host. I don't know if you guys met him. His name's Tony.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, I'm going to be your co-host.
Have you lost weight?
I haven't
Fasting?
noticed weight loss, really, actually. But I don't think I would notice that after 2 weeks. But I've definitely gained insane amounts of energy and mental clarity.
I've been fasting for, I don't know, like
You
6
definitely
months
lost
now.
some weight.
Yeah, I lost like 20 pounds.
Can we
doing it.
insert a picture
And-
of fat face Pook?
Yeah, just put up the Damon John one.
Demon John eras.
Bloop, bloop.
Yeah, thank
Damon
you.
John
Oh,
one.
now let's laugh
Any
at
of
the
that era.
picture that I'm
Or
thinking
the
of,
one of us.
where his face is wider than fucking his dog's pit bull head. It's huge.
So the album cover one where you're peeing and I'm standing behind, or I'm peeing and you're behind me.
Yeah, you look like you
And,
got stung by a bee
July
in
4th.
both cheeks.
Listen, that's you now, so fuck off.
No, it's not.
Stop it.
We switched. I don't know. You were really skinny when we met, when you started in solar, when you just lost your leg.
Yeah,
That's because
yeah.
you just came out of the hospital.
It's like dead.
Yeah, you were fucking tiny. Actually, funny story. When I got my tonsils removed, I lost like 35 pounds because I wouldn't eat.
Those are some big tonsils.
And there was, when I was 4, they were the size of a 15-year-old's. Had nice fat tonsils. They were like, "How are you breathing?" I used to snore like a bear. But anyway, there was a picture of me on my fridge, and I didn't know who it was because I lost so much weight. And I used to always ask my mom. I was like 9. I'm like, "Who's on our fridge? Why do we have a picture of somebody else on our fridge?" And it was me.
Someone else. That's hilarious.
But yeah, I used to snore like crazy, so I got them bitches removed young. You still got your tonsils?
I guess so.
Is
Probably.
that like a thing? Do people usually get them taken out, or is
I went
that just
on
for
a
me?
Tinder date 3 years ago, and I woke up with no tonsils in an ice bath.
Bryce, do you have your tonsils?
I got strep throat so many times when I was young that we campaigned to get my tonsils removed, but the doctor said I didn't have one enough. You know, one more strep throat, I would have got them removed, but I always wish I did because they got infected a lot.
I didn't know that.
What are the
do
tonsils even
do,
for?
bro?
Yeah.
What the fuck's a tonsil? I got tonsillitis.
One moment, we have our new guest. It's called a laptop.
This is
gonna
gonna
talk
be
about
an educational platform where we teach you things that we don't know about.
What is a tonsil?
What is the purpose of a tonsil? Yeah, what's a tonsil?
What's a tonsillectomy?
That's when they remove
Your
the
tonsils
tonsil.
are 2 round, fleshy masses in the back of your throat, part of your immune system. Your
Yo.
tonsils are the lymph nodes. They help filter out germs that enter through your nose or mouth to protect the rest of your body from infection.
Yo, the picture that
infection.
it comes with is the ideal date picture. You should have pictures like that on
Tonsils are
Tinder.
called Palatin tonsil or fascial tonsil? Yeah. Should tonsils be removed? Let's see. What does it say?
When I was little, I thought it was the dangly. I thought the dongle was the tonsil.
The old punching bag,
What do you call that, Morgan?
the pee puncher.
The flap for your neck, for
The
your
little
throat?
dongle.
I thought it's
Throat
called a
dongle.
dongle.
No,
Oh,
isn't it?
we
What's
do
the
know what
actual
it's
name?
called. It's a
has
weird word.
has
It's like a
ea.
euphemism or
Has a ea.
eulogy.
No,
Uvula.
uvula. There you go.
Oh, I'm
There you go.
good. I'm
Morgan, why do you
okay.
have no shoes on? What is wrong with you? You and Bryce always
We're
in this
on
place.
vacation. This
Yeah.
life is a vacation.
Life is a vacation. All right. So anyway, were we talking about fasting? How did we get so far off of that?
I don't know. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like, you should get your tonsils removed.
Zach said he lost weight because he got his tonsils removed, and that he was comparing that to fasting.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I lost like 25 pounds fasting. It's been amazing, and I feel great all day. And if you get, I think most people know that once you eat lunch, you're just not productive after that, and you get the itis.
You get that 2:30
So if you
feeling.
just
There's a whole fucking
skip
term for how
lunch-
tired you get.
Yo, people need to skip at least one meal a day. Whether
Yes.
you eat breakfast, skip lunch, eat dinner, or you
Skip
skip
it.
breakfast, eat lunch, and dinner. I don't know. I don't think we should be eating 3 meals a day.
Nope.
I think that was propagated to us. We come from hunters and gatherers that would eat once a
Yo,
week.
Kevin Gates says he goes on fucking like 40-day fasts. I want to know how you do that. Because
Kevin Gates also said he held his hand over a battery and started it because he asked God to start it. You ever seen that video?
All right, well, then I'm not using Kevin Gates for anything else anymore.
He does 40-day fasts
Nah,
because
he
of
does.
a thing called crystal meth.
Yo.
Yo, listen, I don't know.
I don't think he's
have you
like
seen
that.
his latest shit? He looks like he looks like a fucking, I don't know, like the Pope. He's glowing. His skin looks
He's
amazing. He lost like 80 pounds. He's jacked.
And let's tell everyone why you were getting into that, Zach, why these things are important, like physicality and like health.
And fasting.
Well, fasting is, especially in the beginning, difficult because we are so addicted to food,
Yeah.
and we're so addicted, like our taste buds
It's discipline training.
run our life. Yeah. Like you have to, we always need a sensation on our tongue. Our tongue is
Your
whether
mouth,
you're
keep
drinking.
your hands busy.
Yeah. So I think that is definitely one aspect where if you just stop eating, you're teaching yourself to have discipline.
Yeah.
And then number 2,
Well, everybody goes through it. You know, when you eat a meal and then you're still hungry and you're like, I know I don't need to
oh
eat.
yeah.
But that goes away.
Yo,
when
and
you
listen,
start
my
fasting.
problem
I don't
was-
even have those cravings at all. Like I am like very slow to begin eating now.
Yo, but even once I start eating, it like turns my taste buds on.
Yeah, and
So
then
if
I
I
get
just
hungry as
wait,
fuck.
the longer I wait, the more disciplined I am when I actually eat because I've controlled the hunger.
And you're,
You know,
you're
I've
way more
controlled the-
conscious of what you're putting in your body because if it's just going to be a little bit of something, it's got to be fucking healthy.
Correct.
I've been eating a lot of red meat.
I know you have. How's that bad?
That's great.
You know, like when you're really hungry and you would eat anything and you just like eat it because you feel like your body needs it. And I'm just thinking about how infrequent I get that feeling, and that's the reason I eat. That's such an infrequent reason why I eat. I usually just
Wait.
eat because, you know,
What do you mean?
eating for necessity.
I don't eat
out of
when I'm
necessity.
actually hungry. I eat because
You think it's time to eat?
right.
You know who's got a great rule for that? And I'm forgetting his name right now. How to make $1 million, buy something for $1 million and sell it for $2 million.
Hormozy.
Yeah. So he's got this fucking sick rule where he says, you're not really hungry unless you would eat plain chicken.
I've seen that before too.
And like for me, I think it's so true because like if you're fucking sitting in your house and you're like, oh, Oreos, I want some Oreos, and you'll eat them, but like, no, you're not hungry. You just want to put shit in your mouth.
It's really, us eating 3 times a day is just an addiction. It's just a form of an addiction because we don't need it.
No,
We don't
definitely.
actually need to eat that much.
I operate way better with less food.
Yeah.
It's
And
incredible.
the less food I eat, the better I feel.
Yeah.
When I don't eat and I drink coffee, dog. The
or
best.
you get on the
and
Bryce
smoke
diet.
cigar.
Yeah. Oh, caffeine and coffee.
The Tate diet.
Caffeine and coffee. Caffeine and nicotine.
Yo, but I watched a video of Hormozy the other day, and he was talking about how to be efficient and how to stay focused, and he uses Zins.
Yeah.
He uses
Oh.
nicotine.
All right. So
And
this
so
is,
does Tucker Carlson.
oh, that's right. Remember
Yo,
that?
let's
He
get
said-
sponsored.
So this is a good. So we started off in a good direction because that is essentially like what defines your daily grind right now, and that's what we're going to use as the shuttle for our introductions with our guests as the first podcast segment. Is your daily grind. So what other things are part of your daily grind, which you already just covered as your eating habits? Now just give me a couple more pieces
Also-
of your daily grind.
Okay, last thing on the eating habit. when you don't eat breakfast or lunch, you also gain like 3 hours, I feel like, in a day.
Oh my
Because
God.
you have to plan the food, you got to go get it, and then you got to eat, and then everything else, and then you got to digest it before you can work again. If you just don't eat, you have 3 more hours in a day.
I just
Anyway,
get up and work all the way until 4 or 5 o'clock.
exactly.
No interruptions. So much better.
Do you guys have any differences in your daily grinds, each of you?
Very much. I'm in the office still most days where I'm just meetings, calls, using my phone a lot more, where Tony's
I'm definitely out in the field more, just on my phone, driving around, just driving through Poughkeepsie, just making phone calls. That's all I do.
Yeah, I'm
What
in
about
the
working
office
out?
more.
Let's talk about working out.
I go every morning
I
today.
fell off my gym grind a little bit. I've been doing ice baths more than I've been working out now. I go to fucking Mike Ortega's, sit in the ice bath, and then just leave.
So why are those practices important? And then Zach, maybe you could talk about why it's okay to get off your habit, like Tony just said he has.
Go ahead. Tony,
Well,
tell us
why is that important? Okay, here's what I tell anyone. If you're having a rough time getting through your week, wake up at 7 o'clock, be at Mike Ortega's at 7:30. I'll be there waiting for you in the ice bath. Hop in that bitch for 15 minutes, even do 3 minutes. I promise you the rest of your day is going to be really fucking easy if you can do that. It just makes the rest of your day so much better. And it actually is proven to.
Do you actually work out when you go in the morning?
So usually I'll do the ice bath and then I just do like a little cardio to warm my body back up. I was doing full workouts after that, but I haven't been because I'm worried about it making me tired throughout the day when I have a mad work to do. In the last couple of weeks, I've had so much work to do throughout the day. I don't want to do like a heavy lift workout. You know what I'm saying?
So Tony, one of your main psychological reasons for it is because you're saying that it increases the threshold on what pain is or what difficult is for the rest of your day to become easier, like swinging a bat with a weight on it.
Yeah, it's
He
just
doesn't even work out. He fucking sits in a bath.
No,
embrace the suck. Yeah, but the workout isn't fucking hard to do. I like the workout. The workout's fun. It's the ice bath that you don't want to do. So if you can,
The workout, though, is the physical challenge. You just said that if you do it, you think you're going to be tired the rest of the day.
right, because I'm lifting
that's the
heavy.
hard
So
part.
what all I do is I do the ice bath and then a light workout and not heavy weight because I don't want to be fucking tired for the rest of the day.
You do a light workout like this?
Yeah, I fucking use the arm bike. It's the best thing in the world.
Well,
Yeah, I
Zach,
swear to
Zach,
God.
can you say like your opposite opinion of that?
Nah, it's not. I mean, listen,
Yeah,
ice
it
baths
does.
Well, my
are
workout
fucking
was your
Don't you
workout
say
is
that
the
your
same shit.
Hold up,
workout
Tone.
makes you
Hold up, Tony.
energized? Don't you say your
One
workout
moment, Tony.
energizes you for the day, Zach? That's the opposite of what Tony just said.
Correct. If I don't work out in the morning, it's not even the energy, it's my mental clarity. If I
Right.
do not get up in the gym, If I do not get up and go to the gym, I can't focus the whole day. I feel like also it's I've been doing it for so long that I have so much guilt if I don't work out that it fucks with me mentally too. Like I just can't. I just all day long I'm like, what is wrong with me? I can't do. I got to go to the gym. I need to. So anyway, in the morning, the ice bath is good because it's so mentally challenging. But I need to work out. So like this morning, usually I go on a run and then work out as well. So like today I ran 2 miles with Abe and then worked out for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. But I have to do something that I don't want to do. If I just work out, it's good. But if I run, I hate running. So then I'm really happy with myself the rest of the day because I know I did something that really, really
That's
sucked.
the ice bath for me.
Yeah.
That's it. I just can't fucking run.
So
When I do-
what percentage of the experience that you just described, both of you can answer, what percentage of it is just for your mindset and what percentage of it is for your physicality?
The ice bath for me is 100% just for mental
I'm just trying to look good naked, you know?
facts.
Like that's it. Like that's it.
No, I do the ice bath for mental, and then the arm bike. I do 4 miles on that thing, and that's for physical.
Okay, so quick, we'll identify any other kind of parts of your daily grind that would basically be accumulated to be defined as the formula for your success. And then we're going to talk about how did you get to this great position of having the luxury of doing your formula for success.
Well, listen, I don't believe in the whole like you have to fucking do a morning routine and write down all your goals every morning and breathe and then take an ice bath and then work out and then come back and eat and then like there's a lot of extra shit I think in there, but you definitely should do something in the morning where that you're physically changing your state, like a run, a walk, a workout, breathing, pool, ice bath, sauna, something where you're physically changing the state you're in, and then you fucking go to work. That's it. That's my whole thing.
But the way you go to work, I think, is important. Like, once I'm done at the gym and I'm ready to begin working and start the day, I feel like a lot of people put shit off. When I'm working, I'm doing every single thing I can do as soon as it can be done and immediately. Like, step directly into the storm and fight everything you fucking can.
What's the thing about the cows and the bulls where it's like cows?
So it's bison and cows, right?
Okay.
So when a storm is approaching, bison will run directly toward the storm because they're smart and they know that if you run toward the storm, right, while it's coming to you, the amount of time that you intercept it is going to be a lot shorter than the opposite, right? So cows will run from the storm, and while they're running from it, it's going to catch them, and they're going to be stuck in it for much longer as it passes them. So be a bison.
Look at the size of this fucking
Yeah, they're
thing.
fucking huge.
Holy shit.
Imagine if you saw one of them things. I want to eat some bison.
Yo, bison's good. You ever had elk?
No,
Elk's one of my new favorites. I've been eating elk a lot.
calm down, Joe Rogan.
I know. I got it from Mr. Rogan himself. Yo, these things are savage-ass animals.
I like to hunt them with bows.
All right, so before we get into what your workflow is like, your inner circles and your support systems that's your current, that's your right now, I think it's important for people who are watching to understand that you don't just snap your fingers and magically get to this kind of this great position that you guys are in. So like, how did you get here in a short form version? Like, how did you get there? Like, what did it used to be? What was it like before that led you here? Each of you.
That's a long-winded answer.
Well, in
Yeah,
your
I
adult
mean,
life. So
listen.
what did your adult life used to be like, and what kind of changes did you implement which got you to here?
Okay, so we wanted to talk about this, and let's go into the subject for a considerable amount of time. Door knocking. When I started getting a job when I was 16 years old, I wanted to get into the restaurant industry because I knew you could make a lot of money in there. And I always used to say, it's the best way to learn how to talk to people when I was really, really young, from like 16,
smart.
17, 18. And then when I was 18, 19, and I wanted to get into sales, I thought, okay, I've been learning how to talk to people at a restaurant for 3 years now so that I could get into sales. Like, that was my whole plan because my father was in sales, so I knew that's what I wanted to do. So I was in the restaurant industry to learn how to talk to people, and then I got into sales because it's the same thing, except now you're making a lot more money. So I always knew that was the path I wanted to go. And then when I got into sales, I looked at what's the hardest form of sales I can get into to make the most amount of money. And when I started doing different things and researching and trying different jobs out, I found that door knocking is the hardest sales skill to learn. So
I wouldn't call it a skill as much as I would call it
a lifestyle, dog.
not a lifestyle, a D word. What's the D word, guys?
Decision,
Discipline.
discipline.
Yeah.
It's not a discipline. It's also a
Oh
skill.
my God, it is you need to be
But it's a
extremely
skill.
disciplined to have somebody tell you no constantly.
So you need to be disciplined to do the skill.
Yeah.
So it's a skill.
Yeah, but it's more discipline than skill. 100%.
Okay. Anyway, and then I got into door knocking because I wanted to do something that was extremely hard for sales, and I figured if I do this, I can do whatever I wanted. And actually, when I started door knocking, the only reason I did it was because I was telling myself that this is going to look really good on a resume. That's how fucked up my brain. That's how fucked up they make us. I was like, I'm going to do
Who's
this so I
they?
can look good on a resume for later on.
That's funny.
You know? And then same reason why I got into management. When I got into management, I was like, at the end of the day, at least I can say I was a manager.
Yeah.
It's weird how we're programmed to be like that. But anyway,
My trajectory is a little different. I got into this, well, because Noel introduced me to it, but the whole be your own boss thing, fuck yeah. When I found out I could make my own hours and work whenever I wanted to, it's just so different going from somebody telling you when you need to be, where you need to be, and what you need to be doing all day to you get to make all those decisions. Now, instead of working for someone for whatever, 50 hours a week, I work for myself and I do it 60 hours a week, probably more, but I love it because it's on my terms. I can work whenever the hell I want. So that for me was huge. And once I fell in love with the job, you know, I obviously wanted to move into that manager position. So now I'm an assistant to the regional, which is my favorite thing I've ever heard.
So Zach, why don't you pull up something that represents maybe Plug PV website or maybe the Google Classroom or something, or maybe one of your favorite videos and play it on mute that relates to the business. And then maybe you guys could talk to me a little bit about like the struggle that got you to here. So some of that struggle in door knocking and maybe hit a couple of hot lines about what someone can be like if you're trying to sell me to be a rep.
All right. I don't want to bring up anything on here that's our training stuff, but let's talk about door knocking as a whole and what you have to learn to be good at door knocking and why it's so important for our lives. Like we said before, and Mark Cuban said this, that everyone should be in sales at one point of their life, and specifically door knocking. And there are so many people that have made an absurd amount of money that started in door knocking, door-to-door sales. True or false?
So true.
So true. Tony says it's true, so it must be true. He's Google. But door knocking, it teaches you how to handle rejection, which I think is the most important. And I think we're unbelievably scared of that. Like most people's biggest fear is public speaking. And I think that's like a slightly off of being rejected or being like made fun of or embarrassed. So going door to door is that in a one-on-one sense compared to, you know, speaking in front of hundreds of people. But we get told no 90% of the time and only get told yes 10% of the time. But the 10% makes us so much money that the 90% doesn't affect us.
And if it does affect you, that's how
You're
you
not going
wash
to be
out.
successful.
It reminds me of the Michael Jordan quote where he's like, I'm not successful because I made this many shots. I'm successful because I missed this many. You know what I'm talking about? Sounds like a poster Zach would have in his bathroom. He reads you while he poopies.
I'm not a motivational quote kind of guy. I don't got any of that stuff. What are you talking about?
He literally made his own poster. It's in the office upstairs. I love it.
Yeah, so being able to handle rejection, I think, is extremely important for anybody, but especially if you're in college or just coming out of college, and you're looking for a job. I don't think there's a better thing to get into than door knocking or just sales in general. But I like door knocking because you get so much rejection, and I think today in this world we're just
Bunch of bitches. Everybody's a bunch of soft bitches.
Yep.
That's what I like. So you're not only going to learn about an industry, you are going to learn about yourself. You're going to find out who you are real quick.
Yo, you know what? Do you ever see the video that with Tate and Aiden Ross? And Aiden Ross is like, well, I like to smoke weed and just kind of like think about my own thoughts, and that's how I find myself. Tate's like, how about you go get punched in the fucking face and you'll find out what you're made of?
Yeah,
it's fucking real, dude. Like when you're out door knocking, you know how many people in an interview say to me, I work really hard, and they go out and they don't work really hard? 99% of people. You find out what you're really made of when you go to knock on doors, and the first 9 doors tell you to get the fuck off their property. And then on the 10th door, to still smile and to still be happy to be out and knocking on doors and happy to be doing your job. Like the whole key to door knocking, you have to be in the same good mood, positive energy, sharp, ready to go on door 17 as you were on door 1. When you get told no 16 times in a row, that 17th door might be the one you sell, but the fucking 16 people before screwed you up. And now in that 17th door, your energy is down and you're not on point, and then you lose that appointment.
That shit happened to me for like a month, remember? Jill had to take me out knocking because I fucking hated everyone. I was knocking on people's doors like angry. Like, do you want fucking solar or
also,
what?
Door knocking will make you lose faith in humanity.
Yeah, a little bit.
100%.
But it'll bring you back.
It's definitely interesting when the mindset of the volume mindset that you guys talk about, but seems to be like doesn't get enforced as much in like the guys, like you know, not being able to control whether you get a yes or no, but you are able to control your volume, and it is actually trackable because of volume. Percentages can be reached and met, so it's not like, oh, I'm in 100% commission based sales job if you actually just complete the volume.
Yeah,
Right.
you have to know the numbers.
Right.
So you have to know how many conversations does it take you to get one sale. You got to go, how many doors do I have to knock? How many people are going to answer the door? How many of those people am I going to set an appointment with? How many of those appointments are actually going to sit? How many of those appointments are actually going to sell? So if you do all that math and you know that 100 conversations equals one sale, then now you know all you have to do is get 100 conversations to get a paycheck.
And
And
that
if you do
eliminates-
200, you get double. If you do 300, you get triple.
And the numbers never ever lie.
Never.
So that
and
we
they always,
track
and
them.
they
It's
always get
incredible.
better. The better you get, or sorry, the better
more
you get, the better the numbers get.
So that eliminates the variability.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then is that part of kind of like Crusade number 2 because of what you guys experienced? Like,
And also, real quick, they teach you They teach you that commission-only sales jobs are bad because they don't want you to go out and make your own fucking money and be your own boss and be able to.
I don't understand why someone would say that or why you wouldn't
say
want to
it
be
though, right?
commission only.
They say it all the time, bro. I fucking interview people. I get on the phone with people. They tell me how excited they are, and I go, yeah, and they go, what's to pay? It's commission only. Oh, I got a family. I can't do
Scared.
that. Have a good day.
You're scared.
They hang up immediately. Their whole entire thing changes.
Imagine
Let me
that.
give you. You're gonna work. I'm gonna give you $2,000 a week, no matter how hard you work. Could you imagine? You wake up, no matter how fucking hard you work. If you work 150 hours a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you work 6 days, 15 hours a fucking day, you still make $2,000.
That's
No matter
salary.
what, no
That
matter
would be
how hard you
salary.
work, you still make $2,000. Why do you think that it's normal for society to not try very hard and to lack fucking skills and learning and trying new things, all these things?
It smells like socialism.
Because you get paid the same amount no matter how hard you work. Where if you're in commission only, you control what you make, and the harder you work and the better you get, the more money you make.
I don't think
Wouldn't
it's- I don't
wouldn't that
think it's
incentivize you to
I
get
don't
better
think
as
it's
a
that black
person?
and white, but I get what you're saying.
Yes, it is. That incentivizes me to get better as a person. If I know
Yeah,
the
but
better I
if you
get, the
work
more
in a
money I
job
make.
that's salary based, yes, technically you're getting the same every week. But if you work harder, there's incentivization through.
Oh, we'll give you a raise, $3 more an hour.
right,
Oh my God.
or a management position, or whatever, you know.
So being that you created this life for yourselves at this age, is that a secondary crusade or kind of an amalgamation of the same crusade, which is the personal development that your guys can achieve through working for this company? Is that like warrior mindset inherent in the job? And that is kind of what you are on a
There was so
crusade
many
to
big
create.
words there, and you went different places.
Are
I don't
you
know
in a
what you're
crusade to
asking.
create the warrior class through your job's
Fuck
inherent
yeah.
nature?
Yeah, our sales team is filled with fucking warrior class aged men.
No,
and-
are they?
And that,
are you turning them that?
So what I've realized is like
that's a good question.
they kind of have to have it a little bit already.
Yeah, for sure.
But like I'm totally okay if the person doesn't have it, but you're just not going to be part of this company.
Right. Well, you're not going to last.
We just know what we want, and we know that.
Well, there's
you
only
have
there's
to,
a certain type of guy who's going to last in the company for sure, and you have to be like that. Like everybody thinks, oh, I can go knock doors. It's easy. Sure, it is. Physically, there's nothing hard about driving your car up to someone's house, getting out, and knocking on their door. But how many times can you hear no and continue to knock? You need to be a fucking warrior, mentally. A lot of people can't really do that.
And for the people who don't know what the warrior class is, that's people that would be bred to go to war 100 years ago. Or
Right.
not bred, sorry. They would be chosen to go to war 100 years ago when
Yeah.
we went to war. Now we don't have that shit anymore. But between 17 and 27.
So young, testosterone-filled men who are willing to do the more than
Whose
ordinary.
lives are the easiest to discard of.
Basically, the people that are our
The ones who built the
that the
fucking
elites are
skyscrapers.
currently attacking in this country, the people that they don't want to exist anymore. because
Crazy
they
stat. You ready for this one?
Stand up for themselves.
Give me what is it? What am I about to tell you?
I have no fucking idea.
No, but I'm going to have to give a stat. What would we call that?
This is going to be a figgity flapjack
a
fact.
big
You ready for this
figgity
one?
flapjack fact.
Wait, let me get the third.
Pook is
no one
back,
talked.
Yo,
baby.
I think we're getting back to our roots, boys. We're going to the vault again
Yep.
because that's what warriors do. They go to boot camp. Door to door
And State
warrior
Street. There you
boot
go. Okay,
camp.
you ready for this one?
I'm ready.
You ready for this one?
Listening.
Okay. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, can you fucking say it?
Yeah, I just wanted to make you wait a little bit. 3 major companies: Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street. Those three companies, one of those three are majority shareholders of 88%
Of the S&P.
of companies in the S&P 500.
Yeah.
So the 500 most powerful companies in the world, in America, these three corporations hold 88%. Our largest shareholders in 88%
They control
of the S&P 500.
10 trillion with a TR, $10 trillion worth of business.
That's
in this
440 of the companies out of 500.
Yep. So they control 440 of the most major companies in the entire U.S. They have more money under management than every other country other than the United States and China.
Yeah.
They have more money than every other government and country other than U.S. and China. When you talk about they and elite, those are the three people you're talking about.
Yes, here comes conspiracy
Those are
Tony.
the three people you're
These
talking
are the
about.
people who are trying to destroy the warrior class so they can control us. They're trying to make sheep out of you. That's why they're selling tuck your dick in pants at Target. Go get a Bud Light.
Hold up. Keep going. Keep going. I got one more thing I got to say.
No, I can't keep going.
I
We're gonna
want
get
you,
canceled.
Tony. I want you to.
Why did my
like,
screen just go black?
Tony, I want I'm a cool guy you just met at the vault. I got a sick Rolex. I just pulled up in a Jag. What's up? Hey, nice to meet you, Tony. Yeah. Nice. Seeing your little podcast.
Yeah, thank you. It's a little. That's what we're going for.
I want you to flex on me with your your elevator pitch resume of your business acumen, your money, and stuff that you're willing to share.
You ready for this real quick?
Yeah.
$1 million in seconds is equivalent to 11 days. $1 billion in seconds is equivalent to 31 years. You know how much 1 trillion is?
Oh, it's got to be like a century, bro.
31,000 years.
Wow.
So they have 10 trillion.
10 trillion.
That's
I
31,000
just
years
watched
in
a Patrick
seconds.
Pitt David video about the guy who started
George
BlackRock.
Soros.
No,
And
it's
Jimmy
not
Fink.
George. I think it's Fink, but I think it's Jeff. Might be Jeff. I
Fink.
just watched a video about it yesterday. It's so funny that you brought that up. It's fucking weird. Me and Pook are always on the same wave.
All right. Anyway, we don't
Yeah,
need
that
to get all the way
motherfucker.
into that,
What's his
but
name?
It's just BlackRock is owned by a single. Who are the real owners of BlackRock? Larry Fink.
Larry Fink.
Yeah, there you
we
go.
were both wrong.
All right. Anyway,
What's your real estate portfolio like, Tom?
Right now, so I currently own, and with partners, mostly my brothers, 13 doors, 5 separate buildings.
Wow.
And it's probably just over like $1 million worth of property itself. And we have a lot of equity in it. Actually, Vito and I were just talking about that the other day. We're very well positioned on our properties.
Got it.
And then,
And
yeah.
what's your new position like? How do you feel about the new position with Plug PV?
Oh, I love
being an
it. I
assistant
actually,
to the regional.
when I first started, like I just said, fuck you. I hate that. I wish you could just call me the Poughkeepsie manager, you dick. But anyway, when I first started this job, obviously, like I said, I wanted the freedom of being my own boss and not answering to anyone. But I fell in love with the culture that we've created so much that I want to work further in the company to build our culture. So I started taking on managerial roles and was eventually offered a manager position, which I took, which is the assistant to the manager. I fucking hate that name. Assistant to the regional. Thank you. I'm fucking, what's his name from The Office? But I fucking love it. I love it. I love it. I love helping these other people make money. I can name 3 people right now who are going to make $100,000 this year and I'm coaching them to it. And that to me makes me really, really, really happy.
Poke. Why are you so cool?
Why am I so cool?
Because he can name 50 people this year who are going to make $100,000 because of him
Yeah, it's very true. That is very true.
or more.
For sure. One, I said this before all the time, but maybe I haven't said that much on podcasts. So once you save yourself from the matrix, all you want to do is go help other people. And it first starts with your friends. And that's why most of my first office is all my friends and trust me, I went to every single one of them and gave them the opportunity. Some of them just didn't make it. But once you save yourself, you want to go save your friends, then you want to go save your friends' friends, then you just start getting strangers and new people, and you just become addicted to showing people the way outside of the normal way to make money. You get addicted to showing people how to change their fucking life.
Yeah, it feels like a duty.
The amount of, exactly, that's true. It becomes a responsibility where in the beginning, I'm working because of what I want, the watch, the car, the whatever. I'm motivated to go buy things for myself. And then it changed into I'm motivated to make sure these people can
Get out of
provide
the
of
rat
their
trap.
family. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like it becomes just these people need to afford rent. And here's the other part to this, dude. This is kind of on the same topic. How the fuck do people afford things in this? Like I bought a pair of Nike sweatpants the other day. They're $120. What person? If you're making $15 an hour, you're a normal person, bro. That's a full day's worth of
10
work for a pair of
hours.
sweatpants.
It's more than that. You can't 10 hours and then you got taxes coming out of that shit. No, you could never buy those. You should never buy those if you're working for an hourly job.
Bro, how do people do it?
Well, that's how they keep people poor, bro.
It's
Fucked up.
wild.
So I will say this, it's tough to make that transition. I remember working a 9 to 5 and there's so much security in it. But what's that famous line?
Being comfortable don't get you commas. What?
That's true. No Riz, no Rari.
risk, no Rari.
No risk, no Rari.
I got Riz.
But what's the other one? A paycheck is
A way to keep you broke.
no. The paycheck is the medicine they give you. To
Oh, the
fucking-
paycheck is the thing they give you just to keep you away from your dreams or something.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is.
Something like that.
All right, give me some Riz then. Talk some shit. Go on a tangent.
Well,
Tell me
listen,
about checks
I
and
want to say something a little
balances.
empowering before
Checks
we get
and balances.
all crazy with it. But I think I understand how scary it can be to get out and quit your 9 to 5 job. But I promise you, it's a trap. You can make money working a better job that you actually like, working for yourself and actually making a lot more money to provide for yourself. Like, you just need to make the leap, bro.
And
It
for
is
anyone out
scary.
there, it's not just, you don't just have to knock on doors and do door-to-door sales.
No,
there's
there's
a
a
ton
million
of other
other
things. You
jobs.
could open your own
Yeah.
business. You could hustle. It still does involve sales, but there's a lot of other ways that people can make money if you're willing to risk
Your
it.
time
It's
is
also-
so much more valuable than 20 an hour. Go fucking do something scary. Get an FHA loan. Go buy a house. Learn how to fucking fix it. Rent it. You just made $100,000 in a year in equity. It's so easy. You just have to put the fucking work in.
Well, listen, the beautiful thing about a sales job like this, where you have full commission, is that you don't have to put up all the financial risk up front. The only risk you're taking is the time of, hey, I might not make money. But if you go start your own business, you have to put up some financial risk. So the beautiful part about going into a sales position that's full commission is the company is going to do the finance. They're going to buy the panels. They're going to have the office. They're going to fucking buy the truck and fix the transmission when it breaks and do all that shit. You just get to keep the profit in between. So you don't have to put up any financial risk. You can risk the time. You can go take 6 months and say, fuck this. I say this to all the people that we hire. You have to say, this is going to suck in the beginning. I'm not going to make money in the beginning, which most people don't because you got to learn how to sell first. But I'm going to take these 3 months. And if after these 3 months, I don't have it figured out, well, then you can always go back to what you were doing before. They're going to take you back. There's no harm. But you have to give yourself 90 days to figure it out. Because if you say, let me try this, and then on day 3 you still haven't made money, you're going to quit because you thought it was going to happen overnight. Because you're looking at where I am or where Tony is or where your boy is who's hiring you, who's been doing this for 9 years. When you start, you can't look at what's going on fucking 7 miles in front of you. You can only look at the next step. And you got to tell yourself, I got to give myself enough time to figure this shit out. Because you're not going to go from $0 to a multimillionaire in a year. I know that's a thing on Instagram where people open up Shopify stores and all of a sudden are millionaires.
bullshit.
That's like the 99% of the people that are selling that are only making money because they're selling the product. They didn't actually make the store and make money. They're selling you on how to make the store and make money, and that's how they're making money.
Facts.
What
true.
they do.
It's like
That's why
going-
at the end of every video, there's a insert your credit card here.
Exactly. And that's why we don't sell anything on this podcast.
Yeah.
And that's why I made real money before I started a podcast
We don't
and
sell
figured this shit
anything.
out.
But
Yeah, wait,
if
go,
you
go,
do want
go.
a fucking job and you want to make $100K in your first year, by working on your own time, come talk to us because we're helping people out here. This shit is real.
Selling solar panels, baby.
Nah, Tony went from laying in a ditch with one less limb to fucking living his dreams.
It's facts.
Zach.
It's facts.
Zach, go, Poppy.
Tell him.
Where
Bryce
were
just
you
wants
at,
us to
bro?
flex. Bryce
Where
wants
were
me
you
to
at?
say, 2 years ago I was laying in a ditch. Now I'm riding in a caddy and my girl called me daddy. It's facts.
No, bro, I was fucking strung out on drugs trying to paint the floor in a 4x4 room thinking I was going to have a music studio, and now I'm on the fucking Zoom call with the president of Shark Group he's talking to me about they
Facts.
can't meet their fucking needs.
Talk that shit.
You guys fucking pulled up here and invested fucking more than people make in their entire life in an entire year in building a sales office up above our production studio that in 3 years we 3x'd our company just to be able to put podcasts on YouTube TV.
It's facts. That's facts.
You never know what you could turn your whole life into. I was talking to Zach's sister the other day. She's talking, she's a hairdresser. She's in the beauty business. I told her you could do anything. You could all of a sudden fucking 10x your business growth. You don't have to follow the same path that other people do. No. You can do anything you want. You got to just have a creative idea about what you do and apply it. Because now we're at the point in life where you can just make anything happen.
And so many people think it's for like, oh, he can do that, but I can't.
Right.
That's for them. I can't do that. That's not for me.
There's nothing
that is
that hard.
Bro, at the bottom of the pyramid at doing just your job is where all the people are. Once you step outside of it, the pyramid gets skinnier as you go up. Once you step into a sales job, there's less people around. There's less competition. Once you step into owning your own business, oh my God, there's less people. You start to like open up the floodgates to what is possible. You only are stuck in this bottom level because you're around all the people in that same level. And there's fucking thousands of them.
Yeah.
Once you go up levels, you start to realize how those people, like, here's a big thing. I've realized I've met a lot of fucking rich people now. And I've met a lot of people in business and in sales and whatnot. Everybody that I've met so far today, maybe other than 5 total people that have millions of dollars or at least hundreds of thousands, are also fucking stupid. Like they didn't make money because they're smart.
Yeah.
6ix9ine is the dumbest motherfucker in the world.
Yeah.
And he has millions of dollars. Like there are so many people. I have friends of mine who own businesses and sell, and like the people on our sales team. Nobody on my sales team has an IQ above 12. Not even 12.
Actually,
you
we
can
were
ask
just having
Bryce.
a conversation the other
Bryce
day.
is a very smart, intellectual person. Bryce, how many people on our sales team are smart?
They all work hard.
0. Not fucking one. Not one.
Yo, what a diplomatic
That is how.
answer, bro.
That is how this shit works. You don't have to be smart.
No,
that
you
is the
don't.
fucking fallacy that they sell you in school.
you just
gotta
need
be
to be
smart to
willing.
make money.
You
No,
just
you
need
don't.
to
You
be
have to do
willing.
it because nobody else is willing to do it.
Right. That's it. You just need to be willing.
You just gotta fucking do it, like
Half
Nike
of it is
says.
showing up.
Nike don't pay me to do it. They tell you to die to fucking forget.
Do it again. I got you. Wait, Zach, who are like 5 people you have around you, mentor types, or people that you would say like what's your network, your 5 closest people around you that you'd say influence you to be great?
Okay,
that's a
so
good
that's a
question.
very good question.
And maybe they're not with talking to you every day, but they're on your list of mentorship or whatever it is. Talk to me.
Well, a lot of people are the people I talk to every day.
Yeah.
Like what we have that's beautiful in our group is we've built this group where all of us are rooting for each other to be successful and no one. So like I know they say you're supposed to spend 33% of time with people above you making more money, 33% with people around you making the same money, and 33% mentoring people below you to make
I
more
never
money.
heard that. That's fire.
Yeah, so
I
they
never
say
heard
you're
that.
supposed. I'll say it again because I kind of said it fast. They say you're supposed to spend 33% of your time with people above you making more money, 33% with people making the same money, and 33% with people making less money that you mentor. So you get coached, you hang with friends, and then you mentor. So that's the 3 people. Me personally, I spend. Actually, it's kind of true. I mentor people fucking all day as a manager and teach them how to make money in sales. And then I spend a lot of time with you, who we make roughly the same money, and Abe and John and Bryce, and we're all making roughly the same money. And then I think I spend the least amount of time with people that make more money than me. That's what I've always struggled with, is finding people
Well,
that
that's why
make
we do the calls
more
with
money
Mark
than me.
Sony, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
That
it's
shit
a
is
lot of
so
coaching, I
valuable.
guess. It's a lot of
Yeah.
coaching.
So give me your 5, and I'm sure one of them's to Sony.
Yeah, so Sony's one, and I don't spend that much time with him, but he's my coach, and he expands, like, when he talks, you know, we think, well, whatever, I don't need to get in it, but when he expands my mind, he's above me, he makes way more money, and he shows me how easy it is to make money. And that's good because I can see how easy it is and how he talks about it, so it makes me believe that it is easy. Anyway, Sony's one, you guys are fucking 2 and 3, and Abe and John are fucking 3 and 4, or sorry, 4 and 5.
Yeah, fact. Mine is very similar.
Yeah. I mean, and the big thing is, before Tony answers, it's not even about the money they make. It's about their belief system.
Yeah,
Like,
the
we're
energy.
all so hungry and we're all in the same path of work and trying to sell things and build businesses.
Yeah.
And we all have different perspectives. And all of us
But we all
together, the
share
big
it.
thing is, all of us also believe in the other person.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
True.
Even we all bullshit on each other like any other fucking group of men do, but we all believe in each other and we all want each other to win.
Right.
And we tell each other that all the time.
By calling
You
each
know.
other pussies.
Yeah, exactly. By saying you're a bitch, go to run a mile. Like when Tony ran his 5K and almost bitched out. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I knew he was not going to quit.
And me and Abe are running marathons.
Marathons.
That's facts.
Yeah, mine's the same. It's Mark Tassoni, who I speak with. I like to speak to. I like to speak to my uncle a lot when I get the chance, but he's such a fucking busy guy. I speak to him like once a month. And then obviously I got you guys who I see on the daily, and we're all kind of in the same grind mode. And then I do spend a lot of time with the people that I'm mentoring, which perfects my craft. It reminds me of that quote that I tried to make up, which is like, you know, at the top level, I see, I forget, and then the mid level is the people you spend your time with all day making money, which is I remember, and then the bottom level of people who I mentor, I teach, I master. Right?
Let me tell you something too. On that point, bro, when you're teaching and you're helping and you're mentoring or coaching, whatever it is, that is when my energy goes through the roof. When I'm on a call, I could be tired as shit. And then like I get on a call and I start teaching them about sales.
Yeah, I get excited
Bro,
about
I'm
that too.
wired. Yeah,
I know.
I'm wired.
I know.
I think it gives me energy. Like when you're helping somebody else, the
Yeah.
universe fucking
I work
puts energy
way
in
harder
you.
on other people's jobs than I do on
Always,
mine.
bro.
Fucking
Always.
Brennan Rose, I'm talking to the building department in Unionville, getting this fucking lady's number. I would never do that shit for my own jobs. If it went that far, I'd say, cancel it. Next.
But the big thing is too, like I think it's talked about a lot that you got to be around friends